Of all the signs in the zodiac, Virgo is the one who should recognize a pattern most quickly. It is, after all, what you do, you observe, you document, you analyze, you connect the data points into a coherent picture. So here is the honest question this video is going to ask you. Have you been applying that extraordinary pattern recognition to your own life? Because there is a pattern in your story that has been repeating, and the universe is highlighting it now not to make you feel bad, but because you are ready, finally and genuinely ready, to see it completely and choose something different. This takes courage for Virgo, because seeing a pattern in your own behavior, especially one that has not served you, runs counter to the quiet perfectionism that you carry. You would rather be the one reading the patterns accurately than the one who missed something as important as a repeating cycle in your own story. But here is what is also true. The fact that you are here watching this suggests that some part of you already suspects the pattern is present. Some part of you is ready to look at it directly, and that readiness is itself the most important signal of all. It is the signal that this time, when the pattern comes around again, you will not simply move through it. You will see it clearly, make a different choice, and step into the new version of your story that is waiting on the other side. These 11 signs show the pattern is moving through again. 1. A situation has arrived that your sharp mind immediately recognizes as familiar, even if the surface details are different. You have been in situations like this one before. Not identical in every detail. The setting may be different, the players may have changed, the specific words being spoken may be new. But the structure underneath it all, the shape of the dynamic, the feeling of the energy, that is deeply familiar. And your sharp, perceptive Virgo mind has registered this immediately, even if you have not yet allowed yourself to fully acknowledge what that recognition means. This is how patterns present themselves. They rarely return wearing exactly the same clothes. They are subtle enough to disguise themselves in new circumstances, new relationships, new contexts. But they carry the same essential structure, the same emotional logic, the same underlying dynamic. And the reason you recognize it, even through the different surface details, is precisely because your pattern recognition is so precise, so accurate, so fundamentally trustworthy. The question this recognition asks of you is a simple one, even if the answer is not simple to act upon. What did you do the last time? What choice did you make? What did you say to yourself about what was happening, and what conclusion did you reach, and how did the story end? Because the pattern returns with a specific purpose: to give you the opportunity to make a different choice at the exact point where you previously made a choice that kept the cycle going. This is not a punishment. It is not the universe showing you that you have failed. It is the universe offering you something extraordinary. A second look, a clearer view, an opportunity to apply everything you have learned and grown into since the last time you encountered this structure. You are not the same person you were then. Your understanding is deeper. Your self-awareness is greater. Your capacity to see clearly and choose differently is more developed than it has ever been. The familiar situation in front of you right now is not a sign that you are stuck. It is a sign that you are ready to see it for what it is, choose with the full awareness that your growth has given you, and step through the pattern rather than moving through it again on autopilot. This is the moment your precise, observant, deeply intelligent nature has been preparing you for. Do not let it pass without the full benefit of who you have become. 2. A person in your life carries a quality or energy that mirrors someone from an earlier chapter of your story. You have met this person before. Not literally, perhaps, not this exact individual with this exact face and name, but you have met this energy before. This particular combination of qualities, this way of presenting, this dynamic that forms between you. It carries an echo that your sensitive, deeply attuned Virgo awareness has already registered. Something in the interaction feels like a page you have read before. Not identical, but rhyming, carrying the same essential note, even through a different melody. This is one of the most important signs a repeating pattern can send, because the people who appear in our lives are not random. The ones who carry a specific energy, the energy of a previous lesson, a previous dynamic, a previous chapter, arrive with a purpose. They are not here simply to repeat the old story. They are here to give you the opportunity to write a different ending to the same essential chapter, to show you what you are capable of choosing when you are operating from greater clarity, greater self-knowledge, greater respect for your own worth and needs. Think carefully about what this person's energy reminds you of. What is the essential quality they share with the person, or the type of person, from the earlier chapter? Is it a way of relating that always ended up requiring more from you than it returned? Is it a pattern of communication that left you feeling unseen or undervalued despite your best efforts? Is it an energy that, in the past, you allowed past your own careful, discerning defenses because it came packaged in ways that appealed to your desire to analyze, to help, to serve? You are not required to close yourself off to this person. That would be its own kind of error, shutting out the lesson along with the difficulty. What you are required to do is stay awake. See clearly. Apply the knowledge you earned from the previous chapter to this new encounter. Notice where the dynamic begins to move in the familiar direction, and make the conscious, deliberate choice to respond differently at that exact point. Not reactively, not dramatically, with the calm, precise, informed awareness of someone who has studied this particular curriculum carefully and is now ready for the final exam. The person who mirrors the energy of someone from your past is one of the most potent teachers the universe sends. The teaching is not about the person themselves. It is about you, about your patterns, about your readiness to make a new choice. And you, Virgo, with your capacity for honest self-examination and your deep commitment to growth, are more than ready to receive this teaching with your eyes fully open. 3. You are making a choice that, upon honest reflection, you have made in some form before. Virgo values honest self-examination. You apply it to everything: your work, your habits, your health, your thinking. You are not someone who flinches from looking at things clearly, at least not when those things are outside yourself. The challenge for Virgo, the one the universe tends to return to again and again until it is met fully, is the application of that same honest examination to your own choices. Not in the self-critical way, you already have more than enough of that. In the clear-eyed, compassionate, truthful way that says, here is what I did before. Here is what resulted. Here is what I am doing now. And here is the honest question. Are these the same at their core? The choice presenting itself right now has a familiar shape. The details, the context, the specific circumstances, these may be different from the last time you made a version of this choice. But the essential mechanism, the inner logic of why you are making it, the particular way your thinking is organizing itself around it, this carries a quality of repetition that your honest inner voice has already noticed. You may have been pushing that noticing aside because acknowledging it means acknowledging something uncomfortable. It means acknowledging that a pattern is present, that you have been here before, that the choice you are leaning toward is one you have made before from a similar place for similar reasons, with results that you did not ultimately find satisfying or aligned with who you truly are. This is not a moment for self-criticism. Virgo is already hard enough on yourself without any additional weight. This is a moment for the particular kind of honesty that is so much braver than self-criticism, the honesty that says, I see this clearly, I understand how I got here, and I am choosing differently this time. Because that choice, the deliberate, awake, informed choice to respond differently at the exact point where the pattern repeats, is the choice that breaks the cycle. It is the choice that moves you out of the repeating chapter and into the genuinely new story waiting for you. You have the capacity for this level of honest self-seeing. It is one of the great quiet gifts of the Virgo nature. The precision, the willingness to look at what is true rather than what is comfortable, the deep inner commitment to genuine integrity. These are exactly the qualities this moment is calling upon. Use them now, not against yourself but for yourself. The choice in front of you is an opportunity dressed in familiar clothing. See it for what it is and choose with the full intelligence and self-knowledge that you carry. 4. A familiar tightening has settled into your body, the physical signal that Virgo receives before the mind fully processes what is happening. Your body is one of your most reliable guides, even if it is not always the guide you turn to first. Before your analytical mind has fully assembled the picture, before your thinking has named what is happening, your body responds. A particular kind of tightness, a specific quality of tension, a sensation in the chest or the stomach or the shoulders that is not quite anxiety and not quite illness but is something precise and unmistakable to someone as body-aware as you. You have felt this before. And if you are honest with yourself, you will recognize that the last time you felt it, it was also in the context of something that the pattern now showing up in your life was involved in. The physical response Virgo experiences at the approach of a significant pattern is not a random physical event. It is the body's intelligence speaking before the mind's intelligence has caught up. And because Virgo's relationship with the body is so attentive, so finely calibrated, so genuinely respectful of physical signals as meaningful information, This particular message has a direct line to your awareness. You cannot entirely ignore it, even when your mind would prefer to find a purely rational explanation. What is the quality of what you are feeling physically right now? Is there a tightness that does not belong to ordinary tiredness or ordinary stress? A heaviness in a specific part of your body that seems connected not to a physical cause, but to a relational or situational one? A kind of bracing, the way a body braces when it is anticipating something it has been through before and did not fully recover from the last time? These are not symptoms to diagnose and treat. They are messages to receive. Receive them with the same careful attention you bring to every other signal your body sends. The tightening is not telling you that disaster is coming. It is not a prophecy of pain. It is wisdom, the accumulated wisdom of your whole system, which remembers the previous encounters with this pattern, even when your conscious mind has filed them away. It is saying, pay attention. You are in familiar territory. This is a place where you have choices. Make them consciously. Make them from the full awareness of who you are now, not the reflexes of who you were then. Breathe into what you feel. Thank your body for speaking clearly. And let what it is telling you inform the choices you make as this pattern moves through your life once again. If what you are hearing feels accurate, know that it could happen if you applied this energy consistently for 21 consecutive days. That is the 21-day challenge pinned at the top of this channel. It is built around daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you are tired of staying in the same cycle, that structure is exactly what has been missing. 5. The same type of dynamic that once caused you to overthink and overwork yourself is gathering again. Virgo's greatest strength and Virgo's greatest challenge are sometimes the same thing. Your extraordinary capacity for analysis, for diligence, for working a problem with patience and precision until it is resolved. These qualities are genuinely remarkable and genuinely valuable, but they can also become the mechanism through which a repeating pattern keeps you in place. Because when a difficult dynamic arrives in your life, your natural response is to think harder, work harder, analyze more carefully, and try to find the solution through the application of more effort and more intelligence. And sometimes that works. But sometimes, and this is the honest truth that this particular pattern is asking you to see, the situation is not one that can be solved through more effort or better analysis. Sometimes the situation is one that is simply not suited to what you are bringing to it. One where the mismatch is not in your level of effort or the quality of your thinking, but in the fundamental nature of the situation itself. And continuing to think harder and work harder in those circumstances does not resolve the problem. It just keeps you locked into a dynamic that is taking far more from you than it is giving back. Look at what is gathering around you right now. Notice where you feel the pull to work harder, think more carefully, analyze more thoroughly, not because the situation genuinely requires your most elevated effort, but because working harder is how you have historically responded to this particular kind of unease. Notice where your mind is beginning to loop on this situation, running the same calculations again and again in search of a solution that the extra calculation alone cannot provide. The pattern that asks Virgo to overthink and overwork is not a problem with your intelligence or your dedication. It is a test of something more fundamental, your willingness to recognize when the answer is not more effort, but different action. When the right response is not to analyze more deeply, but to step back and ask whether this situation deserves the extraordinary energy you are preparing to pour into it. Because you are remarkable, Virgo. Your time and your energy are extraordinary resources. And the next chapter of your life is waiting on the other side of your willingness to stop spending those resources on situations that were never designed to return them. 6. A situation is asking for more of your service, your analysis, and your effort than it is returning in genuine value. Service is one of Virgo's most beautiful qualities. Your willingness to give, to support, to use your skills and your attention for the benefit of others and for the situations in your life that you care about. This comes from a genuinely good place. It comes from your deep sense of responsibility, your commitment to doing things well, your belief that your contribution matters, and that the care you bring makes a real difference. All of that is true and it is admirable. But the pattern that is presenting itself right now is the one where that beautiful quality of service has been redirected into a situation or a relationship or a dynamic that has quietly stopped returning what service, at its best, is supposed to generate: genuine progress, mutual value, growth that benefits everyone involved. Instead, the giving has been flowing in one direction. The analysis you bring, the effort you apply, the reliable presence you provide. These things are being received, perhaps even expected, without a corresponding return of energy, respect, appreciation, or genuine advancement. You have been here before. Not in exactly this form, perhaps. But the dynamic is familiar, the one where Virgo's service, which is a form of love, is accepted as simply what Virgo does rather than as the extraordinary gift that it is. Where your reliability is taken for granted rather than genuinely appreciated. Where your effort quietly absorbs more and more of a situation's difficulty without anyone else absorbing their fair share. This is the moment where the pattern invites you to make a different choice. Not to stop being generous, that is not who you are, and it is not what this moment requires. But to look honestly at what your service is currently building toward. Is it building something genuine? Something that serves your growth as much as it serves others? Something that reflects the true value of what you bring? Or is it maintaining something that should perhaps be examined, renegotiated, or in some cases released? Your service deserves to be placed where it generates real, reciprocal, meaningful value. You deserve to be in situations and relationships where what you give comes back in forms that nourish and advance your own life as well. The pattern is presenting this question again. And you, with the clarity and honesty and self-respect that your growth has given you, are ready to answer it differently. If this message is resonating with your sign right now, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal at exactly the right moment. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support, whether as a subscriber or as a member of this community, is what keeps these messages alive. The ones that touch hearts, awaken minds, and transform lives. If this video has been making sense to you, drop in the comments the day you were born. Let us keep going. 7. You are making accommodations for behavior that your own careful thinking told you some time ago you would no longer accept. Virgo thinks carefully. You arrive at your conclusions through a genuine process of observation, analysis, and honest assessment. And at some point, perhaps not long ago at all, your thinking arrived at a clear conclusion about a particular type of behavior, about what you would and would not accept going forward, about where your boundaries were and why they were there and what they were protecting. It was not an impulsive decision. It was a thoughtful one. It reflected real understanding earned from real experience. And yet, here you are, making accommodations for that exact type of behavior. Perhaps not in a grand way. You would have noticed that and caught it more quickly. In the small, gradual way that accommodation tends to happen for Virgo. A slight softening of the boundary here. A reasonable exception there. A justification that the situation is slightly different from the one you were thinking of when you made your original decision. And before long, you find yourself further from the boundary you set than you intended to be. In a territory that your own careful thinking had clearly identified as not where you wanted to go. This is not a moral failure. It is a pattern, one that is very common for Virgo precisely because your capacity for analysis is so sophisticated that it can construct genuinely convincing justifications. You are able to find the exception, the nuance, the particular quality of this specific situation that makes it technically different from the one you were thinking about when you set your original limit. And your ability to make those distinctions, which is usually a strength, becomes here a way the pattern keeps itself alive. The question to bring to this situation is not whether your current justification is logically coherent. It probably is. The question is whether it serves you. Whether the accommodation you are making is bringing you closer to the life you are building or further from it. Whether the exception you are granting moves you toward your own growth and well-being or away from it. Your thinking told you something important when it established that original limit. Trust that thinking. Trust the you who arrived at that conclusion. That version of you was also intelligent, also careful, also honest, and they saw something worth protecting. You are not required to be rigid, but you are invited to be genuinely honest about whether what you are doing right now is the thoughtful application of earned wisdom, or the old pattern of accommodation gradually reasserting itself. You know the difference, Virgo. You always know. And knowing is the first step to choosing differently. 8. A moment is approaching that feels in its emotional texture like a turning point you have faced before. There is something in the quality of the present moment, in the particular combination of factors, the specific emotional texture, the weight and the pressure and the particular kind of aliveness that surrounds it, that resonates with a turning point you have faced before. Not an ordinary moment. A pivot. A fork in the road. A place where the choice you make will determine the direction of what follows in ways that are larger and more lasting than ordinary decisions. You have been at this kind of crossroads before, and your body remembers it even if your conscious mind has not yet fully named what this moment is. There is a particular quality to crossroads moments, a heightening, a clarity that coexists with uncertainty, a sense that something important is in the air even when the external circumstances seem ordinary. You felt this before at the previous turning points in your story, and you are feeling it again now. The question this moment is asking is not the same question the previous turning points asked, or rather, it is not asking it from the same starting place. You have grown considerably since those earlier crossroads. The understanding you bring to this pivotal moment is richer, more honest, more self-aware than what you carried at the previous ones, which means the choice you are capable of making here is more aligned, more clear, more genuinely yours than any choice you have made at a similar juncture before. Do not rush through this moment. Do not let the discomfort of the uncertainty push you into a quick decision that defaults to the familiar. Sit with the weight of it. Let yourself feel the full texture of what this moment contains. Because within that texture, within the recognition of where you are and what this kind of moment has meant in your story, is all the information you need to make the choice that this time at this turning point leads somewhere genuinely new. Virgo is built for this. Your depth, your patience, your willingness to sit with complexity and not resolve it prematurely. These qualities are exactly what turning point moments require. Use them. Be fully present to this crossroads. And make the choice that honors everything you have learned and become on the way to it. 9. Your emotional response to this situation is disproportionately large because it is carrying the weight of every previous time you did not choose differently. Something is happening right now that is provoking a response in you that feels larger than the immediate situation seems to warrant. You are feeling things more intensely than a purely objective assessment of the current circumstances would suggest. And your honest, self-examining Virgo nature has noticed this discrepancy. You have asked yourself why. You have perhaps attributed it to fatigue or to stress, or to a particular sensitivity that this specific situation happens to trigger. And there may be some truth in those explanations. But the full truth is this. When a repeating pattern moves through your life and finds the place where you have been carrying unresolved weight from every previous encounter with that pattern, the emotional response that arises is not just about the current situation. It is the accumulated weight of all the times before. Every moment you did not speak the truth you were feeling. Every time you analyzed instead of feeling. Every choice you made that moved you away from your own genuine needs in favor of someone else's comfort or a situation's demands. That weight did not disappear when those situations passed. It stayed with you, filed away in the deep inner world that Virgo carries quietly and privately, accumulating in a way that is only fully felt when a new situation arrives that touches the same essential wound. The disproportionate response is not a malfunction. It is information. It is the full accounting of what has not yet been genuinely resolved, the feelings that were analyzed rather than felt, the grief that was reasoned away, the anger that was sublimated into effort, the disappointment that was quietly absorbed and never fully named. All of it is present now in the intensity of what you are feeling. And here is what that means. You have the opportunity in this moment to feel what has not yet been fully felt, to acknowledge what has not yet been fully acknowledged, to be honest with yourself about the weight you have been carrying, and to let the current situation be not just another event in the pattern, but the moment where the pattern's accumulated charge begins to genuinely release. This is not comfortable, but it is real. And the realness of it, the willingness to let the full weight of the feeling be present rather than analyzed away, is the very thing that allows the pattern to complete itself and leave room for something genuinely new. 10. The clearest, most honest part of your mind already knows exactly what is happening and exactly what needs to change. There is a part of your mind, beneath the analysis, beneath the justifications, beneath the careful and sophisticated thinking that you apply to every complicated situation in your life, that already knows. It has always known. It sees without bias, evaluates without agenda, understands without needing to protect itself from the implications of what it sees. And right now, that part of your mind is speaking with unusual clarity. It is telling you exactly what is happening and exactly what change is needed. You know what it is saying. You do not need this video to tell you the content of that inner knowing, you already have it. What you may need is simply permission to trust it. Because that knowing, clear as it is arrives in a form that your sophisticated analytical mind can sometimes use its own brilliance to argue against. It can find the counterarguments, the complicating factors, the reasons why the obvious conclusion might not be as clear as it seems. It can generate enough complexity to delay action almost indefinitely. But the clearest part of you is not confused. It is not ambivalent. It knows what is needed. It has known for some time. And the reason it is speaking with such unusual clarity right now is that the pattern has moved to a place where delay is no longer neutral, where continuing to choose not to choose is itself a choice, one that has a consequence that the clearest part of your mind is already aware of. What would you do if you trusted that clearest, most honest voice completely? Not the voice that qualifies and hedges and generates exceptions. The voice that simply sees. If you followed that voice without adding the analysis that tends to slow it down, what would you do differently? What would you say? What would you change? The answer to those questions is the change that this pattern has been building toward offering you. And you are, finally and genuinely, ready to receive it and act on it. 11. The pattern is offering you, with extraordinary precision, the exact moment where you once turned left, and where you can now turn right. This is the final and most important sign. Not because it is the last one described, but because it is the culmination of everything the other 10 signs have been building toward. The pattern, with the extraordinary precision that repeating patterns carry, because they have been refined by repetition into their most essential form, has delivered you to the exact moment. The specific junction. The precise point where the last time you were here you turned left. Where you defaulted to the familiar. Where you chose what was comfortable over what was true, or what was easier over what was right, or what was safe over what was genuinely yours. And here you are again, standing at that same junction in different clothes with different surface details, but with the unmistakable feeling of having been exactly here before. Because you have been. And the reason you are here again is not punishment, and it is not accident. It is precision. The universe has brought you back to this exact point because this is the point where your story can change. This is the decision that, made differently, leads somewhere genuinely new. This is the right turn. You are not the same person who was here before. The you who turned left at this junction previously did so from the resources and the understanding they had at that time, which were real and were the best they could do with what they carried. You are here now with more. More self-knowledge. More earned wisdom. More genuine clarity about who you are, and what you need and what you deserve, and what your extraordinary life is actually capable of becoming. The turn that felt impossible before is possible now. Not because the outer circumstances have changed, they may or may not have, but because you have changed. In ways that matter more than any outer circumstance. Take the right turn, Virgo. You know which one it is. The clearest part of you has known all along. And this time, with every lesson of the repeating pattern fully integrated, with the full weight of your growth behind you, this time you are ready to take it and walk forward into the genuinely new chapter that has been waiting for you on the other side of this decision. If this message resonated with your sign, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it always sends exactly the right signal, and you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support as a subscriber or as a member of this community is what keeps these messages alive. They are the messages that touch, awaken, and transform. If this video made sense to you, leave in the comments the day you were born. Virgo, patterns do not repeat because you are weak or because you have failed or because the universe is unkind. They repeat because there is something in them that has not yet been fully met. A lesson that was partially learned but not completely integrated. A choice that was approached but not fully made. A truth that was glimpsed but not yet fully inhabited. And the extraordinary thing about patterns, the thing that makes their repetition, as uncomfortable as it may be, ultimately an act of grace, is that they always return with a specific offer of resolution. They bring back, in new packaging, the exact moment where something different becomes possible. You have just heard 11 signs that this pattern is moving through your life again. And you heard them at a moment when you are more ready than you have ever been to receive what the pattern is offering. The clean, complete, final opportunity to meet this material fully and choose the new chapter on the other side. Your pattern recognition is one of the most precise instruments in the zodiac. Today, you have been asked to turn it honestly and bravely on your own story. To see the shape of what has been repeating not as evidence of your failures, but as the roadmap to your freedom. Because once you can see the pattern clearly, Once you can trace its shape, name its logic, identify the specific moment where the choice lives, you are no longer inside it in the old way. You are at the edge of it, looking at it with the full clarity of someone who has done the honest and courageous work of understanding. That is where you are right now, Virgo. At the edge of the pattern, holding the knowledge of what it has been and the power to choose what comes next. The new chapter is not somewhere far away. It is exactly one decision away. The decision to meet this returning moment with everything you have learned and grown into, and to choose differently with confidence and with peace. You are ready. You have always been building toward this readiness. And the pattern has been patient precisely because it knew that the you who exists at this precise moment, was the one who would finally, fully, and completely walk through it and out the other side. Trust what you know. Make the turn. The road forward is clear.